Alright, what is up everybody? It's Money Minds here, and let's be real for a second. Does the dream of owning your own home feel out of reach? I get it. Every month, money seems to fly out of your bank account, without you being able to save a single penny for a down payment. You see the prices, you hear the news, and it feels like you're running on a treadmill, working hard but getting nowhere closer to that sold sign with your name on it. It's frustrating, I know. But I assure you, it's not an impossible mission. In this video, I'll give you concrete steps and effective strategies to start building your home fund, starting from scratch. We're talking about actionable, practical things you can start doing to turn that dream into a tangible goal and then into a reality. So grab a coffee, maybe one you made at home. We'll get to that, and get ready to take some notes. Let's get into it. Alright, let's dive into the absolute foundation of saving for a house, understanding your money. The first, most powerful step is, you need to know where every single dollar goes. You can't save if you don't know where you're spending. It sounds so simple, almost too basic, right? But I can't tell you how many people skip this, or do a half-hearted version, and then wonder why they're not making progress. This isn't about judging your spending habits, it's about gaining clarity. Think of it like turning on the lights in a dark room. Suddenly, you can see everything. So, how do you do this? You need to track. And I mean everything. That $5 coffee, the $2 snack from the vending machine, that subscription you forgot you had. For at least one full month, meticulously record every single expense. You can use a notebook, a spreadsheet, or one of the many budgeting apps out there like Mint, YNAB, or Personal Capital. The tool doesn't matter as much as the consistency. Every time money leaves your possession, write it down. At the end of that month, you're going to categorize these expenses: rent or mortgage, utilities, groceries, transportation, entertainment, dining out, subscriptions, personal care. Get as granular as you need to. This detailed budget becomes your financial map. It shows you the terrain, the paths you're currently taking, and crucially, where you can forge new, more efficient routes towards your savings goal. This detailed understanding of your cash flow is the bedrock upon which your entire home saving strategy will be built. Okay, so you've done the hard work, you've tracked your spending, and now you have that beautiful detailed budget in front of you. You know exactly where your money is going. Now what? Now that you have your spending map, it's time to act smartly. This isn't about drastic sacrifices, but smart optimizations. We're not talking about living on ramen noodles for the next 5 years unless you really want to, though, hey, some people do. The goal here is to find areas where you can cut back without feeling like you're completely depriving yourself of joy. It's about being intentional. One of the biggest culprits for many people, and an area ripe for optimization, is food. Cook more at home. That morning coffee, lunch, out. Add it up. They're hundreds of dollars a month. Prepare meals at home. Bring lunch to the office. You'll see the difference. Think about it. A $15 lunch out every workday is $75 a week, or $300 a month. Making your own lunch might cost you $3 to $5 a day. That's a potential saving of $200 right there, just from one change. And that daily $5 fancy coffee, that's another $100 a month. Brew your own, invest in a good thermos. Small changes, big impact. Next, take a hard look at your subscriptions and recurring payments. Do you really need 5 different streaming services? Are you using that gym membership you signed up for with New Year's enthusiasm? Go through your bank statements and identify every single recurring charge. For each one, ask yourself, is this providing me value equivalent to its cost? Especially when weighed against my goal of buying a house. You'd be surprised how many set it and forget it charges are draining your account. Cancel what you don't use or truly value. Even $10 or $20 saved a month adds up over time. So, we've talked about understanding your spending and then optimizing it. Those are crucial, absolutely fundamental. But let's be honest, there's often a limit to how much you can cut. You still need to eat, you still need a roof over your head, the one you're currently in, and you still need to get around. While cutting expenses is crucial, you can also speed up your progress by increasing your income. This is where things can get really exciting because you're actively adding more fuel to your savings fire, rather than just trying to make the existing fuel last longer. This brings us to the side hustle. Do you have a talent? Teach a language, offer online consulting, do dog sitting, declutter your closet, and sell what you don't use online. Even just an extra $50 to $100 a month makes a huge difference in the long run. Think about skills you already possess. Are you good at writing, graphic design, social media, or fixing things? Platforms like Upwork, Fiverr, or even local community groups can connect you with people willing to pay for your skills. It doesn't have to be a massive time commitment initially. Consider the gig economy too. Driving for a rideshare service, delivering food, or running errands for people in your spare time can bring in extra cash on a flexible schedule. The key is to find something that fits your skills, interests, and available time. Now we're getting into a strategy that I absolutely love because it leverages psychology and consistency, automation. You've created your budget, you're optimizing your spending, maybe you've even started a side hustle. But how do you ensure that the money you're freeing up or earning actually makes it into your savings for the house? The answer is to automate it. Set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to a dedicated savings account for the house the day after you get paid. This way, you pay yourself first and aren't tempted to spend that money. Think about it. When your paycheck hits your account, if that savings amount is whisked away before you even really see it, or before you have a chance to mentally allocate it to something else, it becomes so much easier. Out of sight, out of mind, but in a good way. You're removing the friction and the daily decision-making process of, should I save this much this month? The decision is already made, and the system handles it for you. This consistency is incredibly powerful over time. The pay yourself first principle is a cornerstone of good financial health. Most people get paid, pay all their bills, spend on discretionary items, and then save whatever is left over, if anything. By automating your savings transfer right after payday, you flip that script. You prioritize your future home. That money is earmarked for your goal before you can even think about spending it on a new gadget or an unplanned night out. It forces discipline without requiring constant willpower, which, let's face it, can be a finite resource. Okay, you're budgeting, you're cutting costs, you're potentially earning more, and you're automating your savings. Your down payment fund is starting to grow. Fantastic. But what if you could give it a little extra boost, make that money work even harder for you while it's sitting there? This is where we can talk about smart, cautious investments. Consider small investments. If you already have a small emergency fund, think about a locked savings account or a low-risk ETF. Even small interest rates make a difference over the long term due to compound interest. Now, a crucial disclaimer here, I am not a financial advisor, and this isn't specific financial advice. The stock market and investments carry risk. However, for money that you're planning to save for a few years, letting it sit in a standard savings account, earning next to nothing, might not be the most optimal strategy, especially with inflation. A high-yield savings account, HYSA, is often a great first step. These are still very safe, FDIC insured, but typically offer much better interest rates than traditional savings accounts. Shop around online. Many online banks offer very competitive rates. If your timeline for buying a house is a bit longer, say 3 to 5 years or more, and you have a solid emergency fund already in place, typically 3 to 6 months of living expenses, you might consider very low-risk investments. Things like treasury bills, T-bills, or certain types of bonds are generally considered safer options. For those comfortable with a tiny bit more risk for potentially better returns, a broadly diversified, low-cost index fund, ETF, exchange-traded fund, could be an option for a portion of your savings. These funds track a market index, like the S&P 500, spreading your risk across many companies. The power here comes from compound interest. So, there you have it, a comprehensive step-by-step guide to saving for your first home, even if you're starting from square one. We've covered everything from creating a meticulous budget and optimizing your spending to boosting your income, automating your savings, and even making your money work a little harder for you through smart, cautious investing. Saving for a home isn't magic. It's discipline and strategy. Every dollar counts. Every small step brings you closer to your goal. It's about making conscious choices and building consistent habits. The key takeaway here is that this is achievable. It won't happen overnight, and it will require effort and commitment. But that dream of holding the keys to your own place is within your grasp if you're willing to put in the work and follow a plan. Don't get discouraged by the big numbers. Break it down into smaller, manageable monthly or weekly savings targets. Celebrate the small wins along the way to keep yourself motivated. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.